Something is occurring, something new is stirring, something of the Spirit blesses me today. Life is rearranging, energy is changing, something of the Spirit blesses me today. It's a special day. It's a brand new day. I can feel it deeply in a special way. It's a special day. It's a brand new day. I can feel it deeply in a brand new way. I accept my blessing. Through it I'm expressing something of the Spirit, gloriously good. Every trouble ceasing, all my joy increasing, something of the Spirit blesses me today. It's a special day. It's a brand new day. I can feel it deeply in a special way. It's a special day. It's a brand new day. I can feel it deeply in a brand new way. I can feel it deeply in a brand new way. I can feel it deeply in a brand new way.
Yes. Good morning. How are you this morning? Awesome. 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 I don't know if you noticed, but I can't help to think that you couldn't have not noticed how absolutely beautiful it is out right now. Oh my gosh, it's like a Currier and Ives Christmas card coming down River Road, and the trees have ice on them, so they're just glittering. It was so beautiful. And we have more coming. Yay! And you know what? It gave us a good day in between so we can be here. I'm grateful for that. So, welcome, welcome. And that's kind of my check in for the weather forecast today. It's cold. It was like 11 degrees, but it's sunny and bright and just beautiful. So, winter has arrived and little late, but it got here. So, welcome. I'm so glad you're here with us this morning. And so, I'm going to invite you to stand as we, or sit, whatever you prefer. Remember, we talked last week. You can do whatever you want. So, as we sing our opening song.
Come, let us gather together. This is a place of love. We come together as people of prayer. This is a house built on love. Come, let us gather in peace. This is a sacred space. We join our hearts here in one loving family. This is a house built on love. We come together as people of prayer. This is a house built on love.
Thank you. And now I'm going to invite us to join in prayer. And for those of you that are joining us online, good morning, and join me in prayer as well. And so, as we open up our hearts, we open up our minds, we open up to this day. And it is a special day. It's a special day because we're all here. And so as we come into this time together, we not only celebrate those that are close to us, those that we love, but we know that there are some tough times going on in people's lives as well. And if you've read the news at all this morning, you'll see that we have another tragedy that's happened in California. So we surround all of those people that are affected by that in our love and send prayers. And if there's somebody right now in your own life that could use a little bit more love, a little bit more healing, whatever their issue is, speak their name right now. Yes. Right now, open up and know that right as you are speaking their name, whatever is needed is being provided. And you know, sometimes we can't always see that what is being provided until we look at it in the rearview mirror and we see how things unfolded in just the way that they needed to. So we just give thanks. We give thanks for this community. We give thanks for our time together. We give thanks for everyone that is here in person and everyone that is joining us online, because you make up Unity Center for Spiritual Growth. And for that, we are grateful. And so it is, and we let it be. Amen. Amen. I just want to take a moment this morning to acknowledge and thank you. Tomorrow is the 1-year anniversary of Reverend Leroy going into the spirit world. And I've had many people reach out to me to ask me how I'm doing, and I feel like I'm doing quite well. And the reason that I'm doing quite well is because of all of you. Because I've had so much love and so much care and such a place to be able to focus and be, that it has made this year possible for me. And quite honestly, it has gone really fast. It's hard to believe that I'm at the 1-year anniversary. But because of where I am today in my belief system and knowing that there is no such thing as death, the only thing that happens is the body, we lay the body down, but the soul goes on and there is still life after that. And so I maintain that and I have that connection. And for that, I am grateful. But I just want everybody to know how grateful I am for this community to walk with me through this past year. And, you know, somebody told me recently, you know, the first year is one thing, the second year can be harder. So, but I know I have the support, and that's the thing that keeps me going. So I am very grateful for that. Thank you. And yes, thanks. And so now let us either stand or sit as we say together our invocation. Together. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life. God, the good, omnipotent. One presence, one power operating in our lives. And our vision statement is centered in divine love. We celebrate a spiritually transformed world. We celebrate a world where people see each other for the truth of who they are, where kindness and love and respect are what everybody gives to one another. And when we're all doing that, we're going to see that spiritually transformed world. And our mission statement is Unity Center for Spiritual Growth reaches in to reach out through education, service, and creation of community. Everything begins in prayer, and then we move it into wherever it's being called. And we have core values that we live by, and they are: we are loving, we are accepting, we are authentic, we are transformative, we are soul-centric, we are compassionate, and we are welcoming. And that is the truth about us. And Dina has a fun song for us right now.
Well, the really fun one comes later. That's going to be the special music before your talk.
What? Oh, it's before the talk.
Yeah.
Oh. Ooh,
Not that this isn't a good song.
I
too, but
gave it away.
That's okay.
All right.
But the special song comes later. Right now, we're going to sing Gifts of This
All right.
Season. Oops, let me turn off the reverb. These are the gifts of the season: love, joy, and peace. Gifts of are you ready to receive all the gifts of the season? Love, joy, and peace. Gifts of the season, are you ready to receive? Love, are you ready? Joy, are you ready? Peace, are you ready? Are you ready to receive? These are the gifts of the season: love, joy, and peace. Gifts of the season, I am ready to receive all the gifts of the season: love, joy, and peace. Gifts of the season, I am ready to receive. Love, I am ready. Joy, I am ready. Peace, I am ready. I am ready to receive. These are the gifts of the season: love, joy, and peace. Gifts of the season, I am ready to receive all the gifts of the season: love, joy, and peace. Gifts of the season, I am ready to receive, ready to receive. I am ready to receive. I am ready to receive. I am ready to receive.
Thank you. And now we're ready to receive anyone that is with us today for the very first time. If this is your first time with us, would you please raise your hand, for we have a gift for you. Anybody with us today for the first time? I guess not. Wonderful. We're all here, know one another in one shape, one way or another. And so let us do together our greeting song. And again, if you choose to stand or sit, whatever, but we sing Namaste through once. And then the second time through, we greet one another with a smile or a bow or whatever works for you.
Namaste, namaste. My heart sings namaste. The Christ in me beholds the Christ in you. Namaste, namaste, namaste. Namaste, namaste. My heart sings namaste. The Christ in me
Thank you. And if you are joining us online and this is your very first time with us, I invite you to put your name in the chat box and tell us where you're coming to us from. I know that Christine monitors that chat box, and as I've told you so many times, I go home and I read all the comments. And if you are with us for the first time and I can figure out how to get a hold of you, I do. So let me know. Usually I can find you by messaging you on Facebook. And I would love to be able to do that. So let us know if you're with us today for the first time. And so this is a part of the service that I really love this part of the service because it brings me to the bare bones of unity. It is our 5 basic principles. And this I share with you every week because they are so valuable for you to use in your day to day life. And so the first one is that God is good and everywhere present. There is no place that you are that God is not, because God is not outside of yourself. God is right within you. So you can't be outside of God. You know, sometimes people will say, well, I can't feel God, or I'm not getting that sense. And it's not that God has gone anywhere, it's that you have moved in consciousness away. So bring yourself back. Bring yourself back to remembering that the Father and I are one. The second one is that everybody is inherently good. Everybody is an original blessing. Everybody has a spark of divinity within them. And so it is not, when you're having difficulty with somebody, if you're having a challenge, if you're having an upset with somebody, it is with who they are in their personality, not who they are at the core of their being. The third one is as our thoughts are creative. And as so many times I say, our thoughts are created twice, once in our mind and then in the physical. And so, again, being mindful of the thoughts that you're holding. And last week, I think, and the week before, I mentioned that once you start with one thought, the next thought that follows is usually in the same vein. And so you want to be mindful of that. You want to be mindful that I'm holding the thoughts that I want. I was having a conversation with somebody this morning, and that was what we were talking about. And sometimes when we're in the throes of a situation, it's very hard. But I read something the other day, and I may have shared this with you already, but I'll share it with you again. It was in a book by Cheryl Richardson, and she said there was a sign in her sister's office that said, "Let it get cold." And I love that because when we are having something going on with somebody, step back, let it get cold, release the energy, and then have the interaction. But if you're having the interaction when you're filled with emotion, it's not going to go very well. So let it get cold. The fourth one is prayer and meditation. And if as we have a prayer and meditation practice, then it's much more likely that you're going to remember 1, 2, and 3. Because 4 really reminds us that God is everywhere, within, without, all around, that we are all whole and complete, and that our thoughts do matter. And then, of course, putting them into action. So this is where I give you the opportunity to share if there is something in your life right now, this past week, that you've had to use 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. Anybody have something you want to share with us this morning? Yes, Michael.
A couple of months ago, I was at a retreat at Marie Joseph's in Biddeford, and I was there to try to get some peace with my soul and to pray for a member of my family. So anyway, I was sitting at the elevator at one point, and a nun came up, and I said, "What the hell?" I'm going to ask her a question. I said, "What do you guys do here?" "Well, we do the retreats where you're at, but we also pray for people." And I said, "Would you pray for this member of my family?" She said, "Yes, but I want you to see healing in that person." I'll do the praying with my other women, and you do the reflecting in your soul of healing. And last week, I got this wonderful telephone call, and that member of my family was celebrating his healing and wanted to know if he could come and give me a hug, and I said yes.
And that's how it works, my friends. That is exactly how it works. We see it how we want it. Not, Jesus said we must look beyond the appearances. And the appearances will fool us because that is not the truth of what the situation is. Does somebody else have something they would like to share? Betty Lou, come on down, honey.
Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me? Okay, great. So this past year, I've been on a journey with one of my closest friends, college friends. She's had many medical challenges, and each day I would, be in touch with her because she lives in Vermont and I live here in Maine, through a text to send her a picture because she can't go outside. So this weekend was the final thing to go and say goodbye to her. So I, thinking I was going to be ahead of the storm on Thursday, I left about 4:35. Well, an hour into the trip, the snow came and kept coming. But I was so calm because I knew that Gail Ann, her real name is Gail Ann's sister, Gail Ann Joy Jarvis, was there with me. I knew God was with me. I just knew that I'd be taken care of. And I arrived safely at a friend's place who I met through Gail Ann during her transition. And during that time that we were together, Gail Ann loves cardinals, red cardinals. And I was to think, oh, it'd be great if we see a cardinal. In comes the cardinal. And say, okay, she's here with us. Not only on Friday did the cardinal come, not once, but twice, but 3 times. And then on Saturday morning before we were leaving to go to her funeral, it came in again. So we knew that she was there watching over us. And so Galen was truly a beautiful gift in my life, and we prayed together and we laughed together, and our mutual friend Kim, we knew that Galen loved to blow bubbles, so I brought bubbles so we could be in honor of her and blow bubbles. So all of this I just kept saying, and I would say to Kim, is it all for the love of Gail? Anything that we were doing, me traveling there, no matter what, I was going to get there and seeing her to her last resting place, knowing that her soul is still out there and with us. And it was like the gift that keeps on giving. And I'm just so grateful for that, and knowing that she's here and will continue to be. So thank you for listening.
Thank you. And she enjoyed those bubbles. So let us now transition into the second portion of our service, and we do that with the daily word. And I'm going to invite Kim Copperthwaite to come up and share the daily word with us this morning.
Good morning, everybody. So the daily word for today is power. My thoughts and words reflect my divine inheritance. When I listen to my inner conversation and recurring thoughts, I may hear fear-based limiting talk, or I may hear positive words encouraging me to live joyfully and confidently. The choice is mine. Through my divine gift of power, I take command of my thoughts and my life. I release thoughts of powerlessness, and as I do, my negative self-talk diminishes. I affirm my divine inheritance of faith, wisdom, understanding, and strength with my thoughts, words, and actions. The power to live a full life is mine. I embrace insights I've gained through experience. I own my mistakes without shame or embarrassment. I am eager to learn. I am willing to try new things and stretch myself. In power, I thrive. And from Proverbs 18:21, death and life are in the power of the tongue, and those who love it will eat its fruit. The daily word is power. My thoughts and words reflect my divine inheritance.
Beautiful. Thank you, Kim. Now,
Yes, now.
I'm going to sit over here because I want to learn it too.
So we're going to do a Chinese New Year song in Chinese. This is something I've never done before, is sing in Chinese. So this has been an opportunity for me to stretch myself. I love what that bit in the Daily Word was talking about. That was my experience this week, getting to learn this song in Chinese. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sing. We're going to sing through this refrain and the verse so you can hear it and you can see what it looks like. And then I'm going to teach it to you. 恭喜恭喜恭喜你啊！恭喜恭喜恭喜你！恭喜恭喜恭喜你啊！恭喜恭喜恭喜你！好好萍水溶解，眼看梅花突围，满口壮大过去，听到一声寂寂。恭喜恭喜恭喜你啊！恭喜恭喜恭喜你！恭喜恭喜恭喜你啊！恭喜恭喜恭喜你！ So the first part I'm going to teach you is the refrain, the 恭喜恭喜恭喜恭喜恭喜 part, right? So it's got like 3 words in it. So that's the verse. Can you forward, Scott? Yeah, thank you, to the refrain. All right, so the word that looks like gong is pronounced gong. It's like a K sound and a like in cookie, gong. And the XI is shi, gong, shi, ni, ya. And so I'm going to slow it down a little bit here. Give it a try. 恭喜恭喜恭喜你呀！恭喜恭喜恭喜 And it just repeats. 恭喜恭喜恭喜你呀！恭喜恭喜恭喜你 Now a little faster, it sounds like this. 恭喜恭喜恭喜你呀！恭喜恭喜恭喜你！恭喜恭喜恭喜你呀！恭喜恭喜恭喜 That was awesome. So that translates to good wishes to you. This is a traditional Chinese New Year song. It says good wishes to you. And the verse, I'm going to wait for the lyrics for the verse. Can we use the my simplified version? It's easier to read than the pinyin. If you go forward. There it is. It's easier to read. Like pinyin is the way that the Chinese symbols are translated into our Western alphabet, but it's got a lot of rules for pronunciation. That's a lot to think about. So I made a much simpler version that we can read just for singing. And so the first phrase is Hao hao ping shui rong qie. Hao hao ping shui rong qie. Do that once more. Hao hao ping shui rong qie. Next line is Yan kan mei hua tu rui. Yan kan mei hua tu rui. And sounds like this. Yan kan mei hua tu rui. I'll do that again. Yan kan mei hua tu rui. So those 2 lines together sound like this. Hao hao ping shui rong jie, yan kan mei hua tu rui. And that translates to the icy snow has melted. See the plum tree blossom. Let's do that one more. 2, 3. Hao hao ping shui rong jie, yan kan mei hua tu next line is, which means the endless night is over. Man man chong ya quo chu. So that chu is like you're saying the sound E through puckered lips. E, chi. Yeah, exactly. So it's man man chong ya quo chu. And it sounds like this. Man man chong ya quo chu. We'll do that again. Man man chong ya quo chu. And the last line is Ting dao yi shung chi ti. Ting dao yi shung chi ti. And that shung is like, use the sound as in book. Shung is the same sound as in gong. Shung. Ting dao yi shung chi ti. And so those last two lines sound like this together. Man man chong ya quo chu. Ting dao yi shung chi ti. So the whole verse sounds like this. Hao hao ping shui rong jie. Yan kan mei hua tu wei. Man man chong ya quo chu. Ting dao yi shung chi ti. And that last line, I forgot to give you the translation. It's hear the rooster crowing. So the lyrics are icy snow is melted, see the plum tree blossom, endless night is over, hear the rooster crowing. Let's do it. 3, 4. 好好冰雪融解，眼看梅花突围，漫漫中也过去。听到一声气 refrain， 恭喜恭喜恭喜你呀、恭喜恭喜恭喜你，恭喜恭喜恭喜你呀、恭喜恭喜恭喜你。We'll do it once more. 好好冰水溶解，眼看梅花突围，漫漫中也过去。听到一声叽叽，恭喜恭喜恭喜你呀、恭喜恭喜恭喜你，恭喜恭喜恭喜你呀、恭喜恭喜恭喜你。
Good.
That's awesome.
So what did you do at church today? We learned Chinese. Yay! Wow. Oh. So how many of you are knowledgeable about the Lunar New Year? Yeah, all right. A little bit. Some got a hand raised over there. So what does this mean? What it means is it is the beginning of a calendar whose months are on the moon cycles, and this makes up the lunar calendar. The calendar that we follow here in the States was started in 1582 by Pope Gregory XIII and first adopted by Catholic countries. Gradually, the majority of countries also got on the Gregorian time, but some countries still follow other calendars, particularly the holidays. And that is the case with the Lunar New Year. I've never done a talk on the Lunar New Year, but I thought, hey, this is fun. Why not? Learn something new and give dues to where they belong. This is a very important holiday for a lot of people. So instead of tracking the Earth's orbit around the sun, which is slightly over 365 days, the lunar calendar tracks the cycle of the moon. And it has 12 full cycles. Approximately 354 days is one lunar year. The Islamic calendar, also known as Hajji, abides by this lunation, but the Chinese lunar calendar, as well as the Hindu, Jewish, and other calendars, follows a lunar solar cycle, which adjusts with an extra month when it drifts too far from the solar calendar. Very interesting, isn't it? Wow. So that explains why Lunar New Year falls on a different day of our Gregorian calendar each year. And I'm telling you all this because today is the Lunar New Year, and it is the year of the rabbit. Christine had well, there, she's got that up there, but she had the cycle of all the different animals. So today, this year, it's the rabbit. And it's also known as the Chinese New Year. But however, this is not just limited to Chinese or China. It's countries like Japan, South Korea, and Vietnam use the same calendar to mark important holidays, including this new year. So the Lunar New Year celebrations are most visible in Chinatowns across the United States. You'll often see parades, fireworks, lion dancing, and an array of Chinese New Year food. There's also an emphasis on the year's Chinese zodiac sign, which is paired with one of the 5 Chinese zodiac elements. And as I just mentioned, the year of 2023 is the year of the rabbit, the water rabbit. Now, not to get too technical here, I find it fascinating to learn about other cultures and their traditions. And so I'm learning about this as I'm learning more about astrology as well. So they kind of go together. I had a revelation this week. And the revelation was, I was saying to people, I don't feel like I'm very focused. It feels like I'm all over the map. But that's not true. I realized that. It's not true that I'm not focused. What's true is I'm focusing on other things as well as what I've always focused on. For the last 25 years, I have focused on one path, and that has been ministry. So everything I've been doing, all the learnings I've been doing, everything has been focused on learning more about ministry. But over this last year, I've started to spread out. And I'm beginning to learn more about astrology. I'm beginning to learn more about the afterlife. And so rather than feeling that I'm not focused, I'm expanding. And that feels very different than not saying I'm not focused. My focus is expanding. And that was a huge change in my awareness and my way of communicating. So doing this Lunar New Year is part of that expansion. And I don't know why I told you all that, but it was something that came up for me. So for more than 2,000 years, the Chinese zodiac has played an integral role in Chinese culture. While Western astrology is detailed, Chinese astrology is even more complex and nuanced, incorporating not just the 12 Chinese astrology signs, but also the 5 Chinese zodiac elements, which come in sort of alignment with the indigenous people: earth, metal, water, wood, and fire, and the yin and yang energy. So they have 5 different ones: earth, metal, water, wood, and fire. So I'm going to take us back to the basics. And what are the 12 Chinese astrology signs? And how did they come to be? And what do they mean for you personally? So here is the order of the 12 animals: rat, ox, tiger, rabbit, dragon, snake, horse, goat, monkey, rooster, dog, and pig. And each animal represents every 12 or repeats every 12 years. Do you know what sign you are in that zodiac? Okay. I am the rooster. How many roosters do we have in the room? All right. Tell me somebody, Matt, what's your sign? Snake. You're what? Monkey. Aha. Tiger. Horse. Look at all the different signs that we have here. The legend is the signs were decided by a race across the river to the palace. Rabbit finished fourth after being saved from drowning by dragon and the appearance of a passing log. Therefore, rabbit years bring lucky breaks in partnerships for those on their true paths. Although rabbit is not the strongest animals, its charm and speed attract money, fertility, lovers, and success. Do we have any rabbits in the room? Aha, right over there, Dawn. Woo! I was going to say, we'll be watching you this year. This is especially important when combined with the water element. A water rabbit year has not occurred since 1963. Wow. The water element will enhance our psychic ability, diplomacy, and negotiation skills. Expect major shifts in politics, yes, as a new wave of leaders step up. The answer to war isn't peace, it's creativity. Wow, think about that. I've been thinking about that all week long. You know, we're seeking one thing when creativity can come in many different forms. When we look back on the water rabbit years, it can help to inform the coming one. And again, astrology does this same thing. Astrology looks back to where the planets were lined up and can see what happened during that time. And so they can pretty much predict what's going to happen now. So in 1903, for example, it was the first successful powered flight by the Wright brothers. In 1963, 250,000 people marched for civil rights in the U.S. Remember, we talked about that last week, Martin Luther King Day. JFK was assassinated in 63, and Martin Luther King gave his famous speech. So people born in rabbit years are described as smart, kind, and docile. And so the birth, you know, people were looking at the more mature people in the room were looking at what Christine had put up, and the years didn't go back far enough. But the rabbit years are 1915, 1927, 1939, 1951, 1963, 1975, 1987, 1999, and 2011. Yes, they're all series of 12, exactly. So as I mentioned, I'm born in the year of the rooster. And the rooster is best described as one can literally and figuratively set their clock by the rooster. A sign that's defined by reliability and consistency. I'm pretty reliable. It fits me pretty darn well. So regardless of your zodiac year, Lunar New Year is a time to celebrate, as well as an opportunity to start fresh. Some of the traditions for the Chinese New Year have been passed down over thousands of years. Different regional cultures celebrate through distinctive activities in food. People in northern China eat dumplings on Lunar New Year's Eve, while people in southern China prepare rice cakes with the meaning of climbing higher in the new year. As a holiday that goes back thousands of years, there are a wide variety of Chinese New Year traditions that have been passed down. Some are based on myth, some on symbolism, some on superstitions, and some on wordplay. Each individual may choose to celebrate a little differently based on preferences, beliefs, and location, but almost everyone spends time with family and eats Chinese New Year food. So I found this website that had the 8 traditions that are widely experienced. The first one is clean up to prepare for the new year. I was talking to Nancy Sawyer on Friday, and she told me she was cleaning her house. And I said, good, because as the new year is seen as a new beginning, so starting off with a clean house is important. The timing of your cleanup is crucial. As you are leading up to the new year, clean as much as possible to clear out the bad luck and any leftover ill feelings from the previous year. So my suggestion would be, prior to this, maybe for next year, is you might even smudge your house. Sometimes just going through and smudging is a really good thing. However, on the Lunar New Year itself, you're not to clean at all. The new year brings luck, and cleaning will remove that. So don't go home and clean. No wiping, no sweeping, no showering, and leave the dirty dishes from that delicious New Year's feast in the sink for the night. Now that's tough for some of us. The next tradition is decorate to invite good fortune. If you've ever wondered why red is so predominant in Chinese restaurants, here is the answer. Everything is red because a fire sign symbolizes new life and prosperity. The origin of red's lucky properties may stem from a legend about a beast named Nian, who appeared on New Year's Eve to wreak havoc. People figured out that Nian was afraid of the color red. And to this day, people hang red lanterns, couplets written on red paper, and the character Fu, F-U, I think it's how you say it, meaning good fortune on red paper, because that keeps Nian away. That character is usually hung upside down. The F-U is usually hung upside down. The word for turning something upside down or pouring also sounds like the word for arriving. So an upside down F-U, Fu symbol invites good luck to arrive. Flowers and kumquat fruit trees are also symbolic of prosperity. So after cleaning, you can bring some blossoms into your house for extra good luck. So that is the second one, the reason that you decorate. The third one is visit family. Family is the cornerstone of Chinese life. So naturally, one would aim to start each new year in the company of their loved ones. In China, the Spring Festival comes with a 1-week vacation. People across the country flock to their families in what is often called the world's largest human migration. I love that. Do you see similarities in our Thanksgiving or Christmas? But the one thing that we haven't done is make it a week-long holiday. Wouldn't that be the best if everybody had a week off for either Christmas or New Year's? The next one is to eat delicious and auspicious food. I remember when Leroy and I first got together, we took a trip to San Francisco. And he took me to Chinatown. And he said to me, do you know that Chinese people eat soup with chopsticks? And I said, no way. He said, they do. And so he took me to a restaurant in Chinatown. And sure enough, they did. And what they did, and most of you probably know this because he used to eat pho all the time, is they eat out all the vegetables and stuff with the chopsticks and then they drink the cup. But that is something that I'd never seen. So anyway, eating delicious and auspicious food is one of the most popular Chinese New Year traditions. These dishes also have special symbolism attached to them. On birthdays in the Lunar New Year, they are sure to eat long noodles. They can't be broken while cooking or cut while eating because the length of the noodle is a symbol of longevity. Isn't that interesting? Spring rolls and dumplings are eaten for prosperity. I love spring rolls and dumplings. A number of other foods are eaten because of how their names sound. For example, YU, and I don't know how to say that. The word for fish in Mandarin sounds like the word for surplus. So fish for Chinese New Year dinner is most often prepared steamed and whole. And if you can't finish it, leaving a little left over further enhances one's surplus. Then there is the handing out of red envelopes. One of the Chinese New Year traditions, this one might be a young person's favorite. Every New Year, little red envelopes containing money are given to loved ones. Elders or married couples usually give these envelopes to children and single people or a younger generation. Red envelopes today are given not only to children, but also to other family members and friends with different amounts of money. Give only crisp, clean bills, and giving amounts with the number 8 is always preferable. Never give amounts with the number 4. 4 in Chinese is spelled and pronounced as the word for death, so therefore, no 4. Then we have watch dragon and lion dances. Chances are, if you go to a Chinese New Year festival, you'll see a lion or dragon dance. In traditional Chinese culture, lions are symbols of luck and happiness, and dragons symbolize braveness and power. Again, these traditions are used to usher in good luck and chase away evil spirits. Accompanied by percussion instruments, the noise and ferocity of the animals protect all in their presence. Lion dances are high energy, entertaining, and most often performed by 2 dancers per colorful lion costume, showcasing acrobatics and humor. Whereas dragon dances include multiple people holding the dragon costume up by poles and undulating its long body in impressive synchronicity. I can see that. Have you seen that being done? It's really pretty powerful. And then there is make some noise. So going back to the legend of Nian, noisy activities are encouraged in Chinese New Year to scare away evil spirits. Little red firecrackers are the most popular means of the noise. Most historians believe that fireworks were invented in ancient China, and the displays for Chinese New Year are nothing short of spectacular. And then protect yourself in the zodiac year. And this is the year of the water rabbit. And there's a superstition that one zodiac birth year will be a tumultuous time. But there is a way to nudge all that action away from bad luck and into positivity. This is for you, Dawn. People wear red underwear and socks, as well as red bracelets to avoid bad luck. Accessories made from jade are believed to have protective powers and are also popular during one zodiac year. So what is the main point of the Chinese New Year? It is centered around removing the bad and the old and welcoming the new and the good. 12-year-old Korean poet Amy Shin writes, "Before breakfast, every member of the family must respectively worship the ancestors. We set a ritual table that has the ancestral tablet and ritual food on top. Offerings of fresh and colorful herbs, fish, and fruit. To worship the ancestors, we bow, give offerings, and say prayers. We ask the gods that we may live long and be healthy throughout the year." And perhaps Thich Nhat Hanh, a Vietnamese Buddhist monk and poet, his poem, "Call Me by My True Name," expresses the essence of the Lunar New Year when he writes, "Don't say that I will depart tomorrow. Even today, I am still arriving. Look deeply. Every second, I am arriving to be a bud on a spring branch, to be a tiny bird with still fragile wings, learning to sing in my new nest, to be a caterpillar in the heart of a flower, to be a jewel hiding itself in a stone. I still arrive in order to laugh and to cry, to fear and to hope." And so there you have the Lunar New Year, the year of the water rabbit. And I thought, as I was reading the Thich Nhat Hanh poem, he died the day before Leroy. So today is his 1-year anniversary of his death. So fitting. I didn't think of that when I put that in there, but that's exactly it. So enjoy the Lunar New Year. Enjoy just a little bit more of culture outside of our own. And so I'm going to now invite us into meditation. I'm going to ask Dina to take us in.
When I'm quiet in prayer, I open my heart. I open my heart. When I'm quiet in prayer, I open my heart. Hallelujah. When I'm quiet in prayer, I see only love, see only love. When I'm quiet in prayer, I see only love. Hallelujah.
And so as we settle in to this time together, and we reflect back on what I have just shared with you this morning, let me once again share from Thich Nhat Hanh. Don't say that I will depart tomorrow. Even today, I am still arriving. Even today, I am still arriving. Look deeply. Every second, I am arriving to be a bud on a spring branch, to be a tiny bird, that cardinal that Betty Lou talked about. To be a caterpillar in the heart of a flower. to be a diamond in the midst of a piece of coal. I still arrive. I arrive to laugh and to cry. I arrive to love. I arrive to be seen. I arrive to hope and to release anything that keeps me from being all that I am meant to be. To live, to laugh, to love. To bring joy into the world. And so it is. And we let it be. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Amen. Amen. Amen. Amen. Amen. Amen. Amen. Amen. Amen.
I got to share this story with you. I was just thinking about the trip to San Francisco. And we stayed in a guest house on Nob Hill. And on the top of the guest house was a hot tub. And you could reserve the hot tub for a time that you wanted to use it. So one night we reserved the hot tub. It was late, probably 11 o'clock or so when we were in the hot tub. And it was up high, you know, in San Francisco, there are many stories to their homes and stuff. And we were in the hot tub and we looked across and there was somebody that had a Venetian blind and they were opening the Venetian blind so they could look out at us in the hot tub. And we waved. That thing. Oh, God. I haven't thought about that in forever. Okay. Let us now share about what things are happening here in the next few weeks. First of all, there is no vigil today. It's too cold, and I totally agree with them on that. But what is today is A Course in Miracles, and they'll be meeting in the children's room, which is right down the hallway at 11:30. Tuesday morning is our book study. We have 11 or 12 people in it. It's still open. We have somebody, I'm so excited. We have somebody from Georgia who saw it on Meetup and is there with us on Tuesday mornings. So if you're interested in joining us, it's from 10:30 to noon on Tuesdays, and the book is available in the bookstore. It is this book on Joan Chittister, A Passion for Life. It's a wonderful book. And that's ongoing. Our writing group is starting up again this month. We had done this for a few weeks back in the early fall, and it's going to be the last 2 Mondays of every month, and it's from 6:30 to 7:30, and it's just for your own deeper excavation within yourself. What you get is some prompts and a few minutes to write. So you come to the class with a journal and a pen, and then you can share what you've written, or you don't need to. But it's a wonderful way to do some self looking. And that's from 6:30 to 7:30. So it'll be this coming Monday night and the following Monday night for the month of January. And you do have to register for that, so you can go online to our website or to Heart Thoughts. I'm also starting a new class this week. This week is a lot of stuff going on. My new class is It's Not Your Money. And this is a really cool class. The book is written by Tasha Silver, and she looks at how we use money for a measurement and scarcity, and money isn't ours. Money doesn't belong to us. It's just energy. And so it's a very wonderful book with lots of practices in it. And so I'm excited about that. Speaking about people from other places, Roz Goldsboro, who many of you know used to be here, is now in New Zealand. She will be joining us in the class as well. So when it is Wednesday night our time, it will be Thursday morning her time. So that class happens on Wednesday evenings, and it's for 6 weeks, and it begins this Wednesday at 6:30 to 8:30. And there are other events that you are in our Heart Thoughts on our webpage. And so please keep looking. And I don't know if you've noticed, if you don't go to our Facebook page, do go to our Facebook page frequently, because our media person is putting some very cool things on there about the classes and different ways of engaging with us. So, and if you see something on there, share it, because once you share it, it goes out to all your people. And that's a way for us to get more people to know about us. So those are the things that are happening. And again, very grateful for all of the participation that we get. And so now is the time for us to receive our tithes and offerings. And this is again where I want to just give a high five and kudos to this community, because you always answer the call, and your online giving. And I want to mention the online giving. If you would like to be an online giver, meaning that you don't even have to worry about whether or not you bring a check or whatever, you can sign up and it comes right out on a regular basis. And that really does help us with our finances. So let us say together our offering statement together. Divine love flowing from me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God, for the joy of giving. And please come forward and get an affirmation, even if you're not putting anything in the basket.
While the offering's being taken, please join us in singing "Thank You for This Day."
Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. this beautiful, this beautiful, this beautiful day. This beautiful, this beautiful, this beautiful day. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. My loving, my loving, my loving friends. My loving, my loving, my loving friends. Thank you for this life, Spirit. Thank you for this life. Thank you for this life, Spirit. Thank you for this life. This wonderful, this wonderful, this wonderful 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 life.
And we bless these tithes and offerings, knowing that they go forth to do the will and the work that we are being asked to do here at Unity Center for Spiritual Growth. And so it is. Amen. Now we have our children. Are the children coming down? Come on down.
This big light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This big light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This big light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
And you did what today?
We are making models of Noah's Ark.
Whoa, what a beautiful one. That is great.
So I have Noah's Ark and all the animals.
Noah's Ark and all the animals. Yeah, lovely.
Xander, do you want to show your picture?
You want to show your picture?
This is 200 million windows in 2000.
200 million windows.
All those animals have to see up.
Wow. That is so, can I show the people? Look at that, 200 million windows. Wow. Did you have fun?
Yeah.
Yes. Will you come back?
Yeah.
Yes. All right.
And we didn't know, but we all wore red.
You want to say hello?
My dress
Okay. Yes, you all wore red for Chinese New Year. All right. So let us stand or sit, whatever you want to do as we close. But before we sing the peace song, we have a happy birthday that we need to sing today. Actually, for two people. One for Jack Siri because he turned 85 today. Yes. And our beloved Dina has a birthday coming up this week. So let us sing happy birthday. Yes. I don't know what her age is, and I'm not going to even venture.
It's not a landmark. We'll just say that.
Okay.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jane. Happy birthday to you.
And yes, Barbara is our prayer partner today. If you'd like some extra prayer, she is here to do that with you. She would love that. And now let us sing together the peace song.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let every step I take. Let this be my joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
And please join me as we say together the prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. We are the light. The love of God enfolds us. We are the love. The power of God protects us. We are the power. In the presence of God watches over us. We are the presence. Wherever we are, God is, and all is swell. Have a blessed week, my friends.